Oh, hey there, buddies. So today I think we're going to get stuck right back in on this 81 El Camino, and the job that intrigues me the most of the list that I have to do once again is the plastic gearbox for the seat, the motors, the six-way. It's had an identity crisis and just fell all to pieces. So I'm going to start by taking the seat out, and I've got a new plastic gearbox shell, empty shell, so hopefully we can put all the parts back into it. The lady of the house is going to love this smell. I'll use as little as possible, but we got to have it. Oh yeah. I was expecting a fight. Two more bolts, and they're the ones right under the track that some folks say you can't get to because it's all stuck all the way back. You can get to them. Just takes a little patience with a wrench. It's another matter entirely if they're completely rusted out and seized and whatever. Then you switch tactics, right? This thing even... Oh! Hallelujah. Okay. We got parts laying everywhere. Some kind of very large feather. Oh yeah. Well, kind of clean up and I'll vacuum, pick up all my hardware. Sure, we got, I really don't know yet where or what or why. Screws laying everywhere. A GoPro. Oh, that's mine. Someone was clipping coupons back in the '85. Case of 12. $3.99, expires July 21, 1985. Limit 2 cases per customer. I'll be $3.99 for 24 cans. Sheesh. Alright, I got this guy off of eBay out of a place called G-Body Parts. Sweet. Really have no clue what I'm doing here, so new screws, but they do claim it is a better plastic, so looks like we got our main motor up there. And I think this thing goes on the motor shaft into the gearbox. And then this guy must be seems a little tight, but that must go there. And then I lost it. And then somehow this goes down here. So, I think a guy better take a picture. So what I'm thinking is, if I remove all the screws from the bracketry, then I can just leave all the cables behind and just get the gearbox out. That's my hope anyway. Everything just wants to crumble. Yeah. I didn't do it. Oh, God. I mean, disassembly's a snap, you know, literally. So in an attempt to hold this all together, I'm going to throw it in here for now. I don't know why my little rods aren't wanting to go down. Huh. It's not so much disassembly as it is an explosion. So that this is gonna be in here. So the bottom end of this is gonna be through there. And then this guy is gonna be here. Running on that. And then big to little. And then like that. Capiche? Just going to go through all the chunks and make sure I don't have any screws hiding anywhere that I need later. Probably a great idea, just like that. Great idea to put them in a box and wait till later. But I like to dump whole trash cans out and dig through them, you know. So, living on the edge. As always, I apologize for the fan, but if you think I'm living without it, you're crazy. Found some good old Lubra Plate 105. So why don't we just disassemble this again. A little watery. Oh, those points hurt. Maybe I can get my screws started now. Oh, ouch. I got a boo-boo. So I have shot oil in through all the cables, and I'm just going through and making sure all our little gearboxes are good. So far we've been successful. We can try this one. What is this, the rear? Let's try the front. I think you'd be able to see that better. Go. So just going through, oiling them up, testing them out. Some of them, this one's broken. This stubby little one here, the clip is broken. I think that's about it. All the others are holding together. That one's got a clip. So I may look online tonight, see if I can find any replacements. Otherwise, everything's looking okay. Now, if yours was just a fall apart mess like this one, basically this is going to be a bit of a juggling act. I've got our little breakaway connector, you know, it's built to twist off so you don't ruin gears, I suppose, if there's a jam or whatever. But I've got that in there, and then obviously the motor gets connected, and we've got 3 holes around, and that goes into 3 holes on the frame of the motor. But we got to get this bracket sandwiched in between both of those at the same time. So it's going to be a bit of a trick to get all 3 things lined up at once. But we'll give it a go. So right off the bat, I would say your connector is obviously going to be front and center up on top here, and then to know my 3 holes are lined up, I've got a frame hole here right in line with it. So that should be pretty easy to keep track of there. I'm going to throw some lubriplate. Come on, I'm just getting grease out of it. Just getting the cholesterol, none of the good stuff. There we go. I've got a can of this stuff. It's got to be from the 30s or 40s, and it's still half full and still good inside. Amazing. Aren't you impressed? Got the left side started. I'm going to go ahead and put the screws in there so it holds. Where'd it go? Gosh. What is happening? This is all pretty close quarters, so I'm just going to use an extension through the rail here and tighten her down. Oh. So the third and final screw between the gearbox and the motor is clear down here. So of course you need to get your screw in between the top of the gearbox and the bottom of the seat frame. Be a snap if it was unupholstered. Well, even that. It'd be a snap if the rails were off, you know. But I've just got the longest extension I can find, and I taped my screw inside the socket, and I can see direct line of sight here to where it needs to go. So as long as we can get her started, we'll be good to go. And I think we're there already. I contacted the owner and I said, "Word to your mother." No, not really. I said, "Hey man, while we got the driver's seat out, do we want to address the carpet issue? Because it is shot on the driver's side." And he got back to me and said, "Yeah, you know, I gave him his options." Oh, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead and do the full shebang while we're at it." So that'll be on the bottom of the door panels, the actual carpet, and the rear section. But we kind of need a little closure and confirmation here that our job works, right? Looks like I also need a driver's side seat cover. But then we get into all the seat covers. Which way does that go? I guess this way. Well, each of the solenoids is engaging, but I don't think our motor's trying to do anything. Why didn't I check that out to begin with? So I put it in here, plugged it in. All my different circuits were clicking, you know, but I was getting absolutely no reaction. So I unbolted the motor again and plugged it back in, and I tried it, and it seemed to hesitate, and then it went. I'm a little unsure of whether the motor was trying to do anything when it was installed, and I'm unsure that we don't have something stuck. I have oiled everything, the tracks, but I was getting no reaction for any of the 6 functions. So you would think if the motor was working and just 1 or 2, or you know, if one of the little gearboxes or cables was stuck, you would think one of the 6 functions would have worked regardless of the other, but I don't know that for sure. I could be dead wrong. So I'm going to put the motor back in now that I know it's spinning, which obviously I should have tried that before, but I didn't even give it a thought. I was just doing the gearbox. So yeah, I'm going to try it again and see what we get. This is getting to be a bit of an operation, but anyway, I was having a lot of problems not getting movement. I know my cables are free, my little gearboxes on the rails are free, so I took everything out again and plugged it all in like this as an assembly. Plugged everything in. My tilt, front and rear tilt, was working. The front to back was not yet. So took this all apart, and what I'm finding on this plastic is I'm just not getting movement. These little axles have got to spin, and they are just incredibly tight. You know, those squares obviously are just like an old speedometer. That's what your cables grab, so these things have to spin, and they are just very, very, very tight. So I've been putting more grease on them. In fact, something else I could do is just kind of wear them in. One of those numbers. This looks like an opportunity to get sprayed in the face. Anyway, I'm going to keep loosening these up. When I'm all done here, I'm just going to pack this. Well, that wasn't necessary. Pack this cavity full of, well, not pack it, but really give it more grease, and hopefully it'll work the second time. Okay, front tilt works, rear tilt works, sliding forward and backwards works. About up together or down together, up together. Okay. Finally. So with the cordless drill, I reset all my adjustments, all my little cables and gearboxes. You know, I just attached to each one at a time. Made sure my rear lifts were both all the way down, front all the way down, and then the tracks themselves all the way back. Otherwise, if you put it together without doing that, you're going to be crooked all over the place if you've messed with it like I have. But we got it all back together, plugged in, seems to be working. Raise the front, lower the front, raise the rear, lower the rear, both at the same time. Kind of slow there. Anyway, I did get on the computer last night. Really can't find much for these. You can find some. I found one particular in blue for a later model Buick. It would probably work, but it was, you know, I don't even know if it was the right length. It looked like something this kind of length. Otherwise, you're stuck with eBay and what folks have listed there for used ones. These are free, they're working, so I'm just going to leave them for now. And we have time to change them out if we come across something. But I think the real test is to have a 200 plus pounder test it out, you know, while sitting on it. I mean, it's working, it's slow. There we go. It can lift me. And I don't know the state of the battery. Anyway, we got the gearbox back together. I'll continue to oil things up because I'm going to take this right back out. I talked to the owner last night and gave me the go-ahead, so I ordered a complete carpet kit. So that's on its way, and I'll bring you along for that. For now, I'm going to take my 40-year-old coupon from Mississippi, go get me a couple cases of cheap Cokes. Thanks a lot for coming around, guys. Really appreciate it. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. That really does need some vinyl.